Hi, my name is Maya Lemberg, and I'm a therapist here at True Integrative Health and Wellness in Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to put out a video to share um, a psychological and really a spiritual framework for understanding our psyches that is so deeply inspiring to me, called internal family systems. And it's really been shifting my perspective and shifting how I work. So, the idea is that at the ground of who we are, when we are born, before life happens to us, we are these pure, unbroken sparks of the divine. Um, there's nothing wrong with us. Natural qualities such as compassion, love, curiosity, contentment, calm, wisdom, it's all just a part of who we are. And every spiritual tradition always recognize this. We could call it Buddha nature, Christ consciousness, we could call it the soul. And despite how difficult of a life we've had, we can always return to this natural place of us. So then we go through life. And unfortunately, life sometimes is a messy and painful place to live in. So when we are young, we rely on our caretakers to protect us, to guide us, but sometimes our caretakers have their own wounding and traumas and hurt in a way that act in a way that can hurt us. So if we get hurt as little people, either by our caretakers or our teachers or friends, community, etc., we put on defensive layers to protect us. So if you get hurt, your understanding of what happened typically is not my parents are bad, it's I'm bad, because we rely on our parents to protect us. So on a survival level, it's more beneficial to take on the burden that I'm bad, I got mistreated because there's something wrong with me. And then we don't have the language capacity to really process this pain. And often we grow up in families where we don't process feelings. We don't talk about feelings. So if something happened and you're hurt about it, you deal with it. And children don't know how to deal with things on their own. So what's most beneficial for the survival of the whole system of the human is to dissociate, to exile this part of you that experienced pain, this part of you that experienced trauma, wounding, even if it was really slight, even if you don't really remember it. And we then are able to move on. So we kind of bury this part of ourself into the dark basement of your psyche, of your subconscious. And then other parts of you emerge in order to protect you and to keep you safe in the world, to make sure that your system doesn't get flooded, to make sure that pain like that doesn't happen again, and to make sure that that part of your psyche, that exiled part, does not come out of the basement, because it could flood your system. It could bring up all of these very deeply painful feelings again that you don't know how to process or deal with. So there's all these protector parts that are a product of intelligent design. Each part of you is very purposeful and very beneficial to your survival. It might not help you thrive, but it helps you survive. So they're really to be honored and respected and to be thanked for the hard work they do. So some of these protector parts can push people away if they get too close. So if somebody is getting a little too close to your heart, you might lash out to keep them far away. Some of these protective parts might be very controlling, that it's only safe if we can control everything around us and if we control circumstances and other people, and also how we act and think and what we do, and etc., etc. some of these protector parts come in as crisis managers and act out compulsively with overeating, drinking, smoking, all the kind of compulsions and addictions come out. And that's a protective part as well. So there's layers and layers of protectors, and they're all there for a reason. And with this particular system, we come to the protectors first because they hold the fortress around your being, around your heart, and they help keep you safe. And we come to them from the place of the self with a capital S, the spiritual self, the soul self, that part of you that is effortlessly loving, compassionate, nurturing, and wise. And we address these protectors with deep reverence, however, letting them know that another part of you, that is your true nature, is now here, and they can trust you to lead. So those protector parts that have been working so hard your entire life, and often we really don't like those parts because they've created a lot of havoc in our lives. They've pushed people away, they've sabotaged opportunities. However, we're gonna honor them for what they have been doing, which is keeping us safe from harm, and negotiate with them to take a back seat and let you lead. And then we will work with that wounded part, that younger part that was hurt so many years ago. Whether you remember what happened or didn't, it's not necessary to heal the parts of you that are afraid, ashamed, carrying a lot of deep burdens. And we nurture that part. We welcome them back into the internal family. And we allow them to let go of those deep burdens that they have been carrying. So all of these parts of us, they're very important. However, they go into extreme roles that no longer really help the system very much. And we want to thrive. We don't want to just survive. We don't want to just cope here. We want to live our best life. And that requires reconnecting to that real true power, that part of yourself that's always there. And this is the work that I do with clients. I help them reconnect to their inner guidance, their wisdom, their power, and get that clarity to be able to work with all the other parts of ourselves. And we look at the beliefs, we look at how we hold our body, what's happening in the body, we use breath, we use a lot of different modalities to bring a sense of harmony and integration back into your system. You're not just one person, you're a whole dynamic, complex system. So super powerful work, very effective, and I just wanted to share that and offer a reframe of how we see ourselves, and that there's I truly believe that no matter how difficult of a life you've lived or what kind of experiences you've gone through, just like physical wounds, emotional and psychological wounds can be healed, and can be, your body and your mind and your spirit can be restored to a state of wholeness and goodness, returning to who you were when you were born, who you are at the core of of your being. So that's all that I have to share today. I hope it was beneficial to you. Once again, this is Maya Lemberg, and I do therapy sessions one-on-one with my clients here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I do online and telephone sessions as well. You could find me at mayalembergcounseling.com. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.